What's up, guys? How's it going? This is Paul from Flutter, and we're here again talking about our food delivery app. And today we're going to be talking about the home screen of our app. That is the overview that contains every screen, because it's going to be a nested navigation, which we are going to have multiple screens on the home, which will contain the home, the favorite screen, the cart, and the rest. You know how food delivery app are. So let me just walk you through on what I have done so far, because I have updated the app, updated the navigation, some few things I've made changes to, and also the authentication. We didn't have logout, so I added that, so we are going to have logouts, and I'm going to show you everything I've done. So let's head to it. This is the app right here, running on my simulator, iPhone 12 and iOS 15. So I'm going to try to sign up with my Google account, and let's do that now. I'll click on this and click on continue, and I'll click on my Google account now. And but next, I'm going to wait for some time, and it's going to authenticate my account. And here we are on the overview page. So I'm calling this overview page because it contains all the screens here. So you can see that we are on the home page right here, and we have the favorite screen. So whenever you click on this favorite button, it should take that particular food to this favorite screen. And we have the search screen, and also we have the account screen, the profile. So this, we are going to make all of this nice and clean the way we have it on our design. So I'll just remove this. This is different project. Just open the right project. So here is the project. As you can see on the screen right here, we have our favorite, we have our search screen, we have our accounts. Oh, we need to flip the search to the other side. We just need to make everything just like this, because this is the plan we have. So as you can see here in the design, we are almost to do that. So we you can see now that everything is actually coming up as planned, and you can scroll and scroll, like scroll and see different foods. We are going to update this with good animation, but for now, at least, yes, it's working fine. Let's keep and have that in mind. So let me walk you through the code, and so you can see everything that I have done and you can follow. So before we go through the code, I would like you to go to the project here on GitHub, and on GitHub you can find it on my GitHub account, Hello Paul Vin. I'm going to put it down on the description, and go to Foda, and from here you see that I have updated that. And today, after this particular tutorial, I'm going to update this. So let's go in, let's see how this is. So first, there's our main that contains everything, and we have our get it that initialize our repositories and services. So one thing I've updated on this app, one big update here is in navigation. So things that we have actually updated is we have bring in the user repository down to the navigation. So we are trying to check from using this user repository here. We are trying to check if the user actually exists, so we can show that user a given page or not. So that's why we are actually bringing this. So I'm going to show you guys how, and we are actually using get it here. So using get it is going to use a single instance of this. So wherever in the app we initialize this and call it first, it's going to create that single instance, and we are going to continue using it just like that. So the next you see here is the current index notifier. So this is the index in our app. So I'll just go here. So as you can see, the index changing, and you can see the active color of each icon, and that describe each page that is actually there. So that is what we are doing here. We are having a current index notifier that actually holds that value, and here we also have show navigation bar. Whenever we call this show navigation bar, and maybe it's false or true, if it's false, we are not going to show it. If it is true, we are going to show the navigation bar. Path to close navigation bar. in the path to close navigation bar, we are going to do a check here, and using this we are going to check whatever auth path we have, whatever path we have actually added here. We are going to make sure that the navigation bar doesn't show there. So that's what this is. I'm going to show you how I did this. So the next here is set navigation bar. So this, when you call this, is going to set navigation bar. It takes in a boolean, so either true or false. So this updates the current index notifier, and you can see it just updated. And here is the part I was telling you guys about. So determine home path. Now I don't know if you guys can still remember when we talked about navigation, scalable navigation. I'm going to add the link to that. We talked about paths. Now paths are different screens in our app. Like we have the auth paths, we have the welcome paths, we also have the overview paths. But here in the determine home paths is to determine what path that the user is going to see if the user is authenticated or not. So here we are checking if the current user ID is not null. So if this is not null, we show that user the overview path, which is actually what you're seeing here, and else we show that user a welcome path. In the future we are going to update this because maybe the user has already come to the app. We don't have to show that user to the welcome path. We just need to take that user either to sign to the sign-in path, because the user has already opened the app. We need to do some caching on our local storage and stuff like that. So here all of this we have talked about it on our previous tutorial, and you can check that. So we also have our authentication service here that I have added. Is one more thing here. So that thing that I've added is log out, and in the logout function here you can see that I've actually updated the services. Okay, yeah, this is the auth services, I call that. And in our user repository, where is that? In our user repository here, I've actually updated that with logout, and we set the current user to null, so there will be no current user. So that is what we have done. And the main part is the let me show you guys what I did on the authentication. So I did some updates here as well. I actually added a boolean for its loading Google account. So whenever you click on, let me click there and log out. So whenever you click on sign in Google account, you actually see a spinner. So it's only for that. Previously we were having that spinner for everything that is actually here. So it's loading Google actually is for the Google button, for the Google account button. So here what we did here is, as the user this function is called the Google sign in, we set that to true and notify listeners, and set that to false when that is being done. And so let's just do that and see. So I'll click on this sign in, and you can see that load indicator, and I can just continue. It doesn't show anywhere else, it just show only on that Google account button. Okay, the next thing we are going to talk about here is the app.data. Here we have our navigation bar, and this navigation bar we have the value listenable builder that actually we actually get that from the navigation service instance, the current index notifier. So we are actually listening to that particular notifier, we are value notifier, sorry. So here we get the int, and from here we can pass this current index to the current index on navigation bar. And here on the on tap, every time the user taps on this, we get the index of that and pass it to update index. And the next thing we have here up here is the show navigation bar, and we are using the value listenable builder. So the value listenable builder is a builder that actually listens to any change from a value notifier. So we pass in a value notifier. The show navigation bar here is a value notifier. When this is true, we show this, else we show a size box and string that. And here we have different items Also we are using image assets to get the icon parts. So we have all our icons, you can see all of them here, and we are having the active icon. We're actually passing colors to those active colors, and you can see everything is all nice. And one more nice thing we did here was the observers on the navigator we have here. So the observers are observing our navigation, and we have override two methods, which is the did pop and the did push. The did pop is when you pop back to your previous page, and the did push is when you actually push to a new page. So here we have done something here, checking. So what we did here, I'm going to increase this. Sorry that I didn't increase this earlier. And we have the contain previous route path. So we are using this for path to close navigation bar. This is where that actually is happening. So if this is true, we set this to false. If this is false, we set it to true, and we are printing that. We did the same thing for we did the same thing here. From the path here, we check if it contains the path we are actually pushing to, which is the route dot settings name. If it contains that, we set that to false, else we set that to true. So that is how we are doing it here. And the next place is the overview. Let's go to the overview. So now we have added a lot of pages here on our screen, so I'm going to close everything here. Let me close it so we actually focus attention on one place, and close all of this. So you can see that we have accounts, we have authentication, we have favorite, we have home, we have on board, we have overview, and we have search. So these are the pages we have, or should I say the screens we have. And the overview here is what is displaying all the screens, like the home, the favorite screen, the search, and the account profile. So you can see that we have the home page, we have the favorite page, we have our search page, and also we have our account page. So I've made changes here in our home page. So in our home page is actually, we are using a stateful widget here. I'm going to update this so we can use our provider here. We have not done anything big here, just some UI changes. I just want to let you guys know, and so you guys can also follow. And currently here we are using a page view. So what you're seeing here is a page view, and you can see page view. We are all using a page view here, and we have our bar in a column, and we are using expanded widget to show our page view. And in our bar here, we have our leading as this menu icon, and our action icons as the bag. So you can see we are going to update all of this. And here in the page view, we have list of images. So I'm using this we are going to create a food object that contains all the requirements of a food object, and we are going to use that. So and using that, all of those things are going to come from our database. We store them, we're going to fetch them to our app. It's going to be a lot of food. Some food can have different toppings and everything, so it's going to be a lot of food. I'm just using these images as an example of what I actually mean. So we are using the page view here, and we have a page controller that we added a viewport fraction that actually makes this screen smaller for the pages to actually shrink. And then we have our scroll direction. Normally the default is horizontal. So the next thing we have is our on page change. So the on page change is being called whenever you actually scroll or actually move into a new page. So this will get called and the index you currently are. So when this get called, we are going to update our current page, which is here, and we are going to set the state. And the next thing here, we pass in our item count, which is the list of images we have here. And the next thing we have here is our item builder, and we are doing some few works in the item builder here. So here we have our scale factor, which we are checking the current index, and we are leaving that as 1. And if it's not the current page, this is going to become smaller, just like this. It's going to reach, we are shrinking that to 0.5. And we have the offset. Now the offset is actually where this food is actually located. So we are going to check that, and if this is the current page, we are going to use this offset, else we are going to use this offset. So you can see that this offset actually contains the dx and the dy, just like this is the y and this is the x. So when we talk about here, like this is the x is here and this is the y. So that's how we are actually doing it. So the next is here the translate, where we have the offset. Now the offset takes the translate, so we can you can see this here and you can see this up here. And the next is our food card, our food card. Here is our food card. We are going to update this more and more to make it have that unique field, feel like what we have here. Click on it, it should actually respond, like adding to cart and everything. So we need to make it to that standard. And next thing we have here, we're actually passing the image. We are going to pass a food object here in the future, and here we are just passing the image string here in our image.assets. And here we have the position where we are positioning this button, and we also have the position for the other button, which is favorite. And the next position is actually for our text. Here we have here the title of the food, and also the price of the food, which is in dollar. The next thing I'm going to talk about here is our account here, and here we just have our logout. We are using the user repository, and we are calling the logout function. So this logs the user out, and we also push name and remove until it satisfies this part. So we are going to push everything, remove everything. We are going to push to that page and remove the previous stack of navigation at the back. So I don't know if you understand that. And also we are going to push that to sign in. So you can see that I'm going to click on account here, and I'll click on logout, so you can see that we are in sign in. And I can actually let me try to sign up. Let me just rerun this, restart this, and show you guys how all of this is working. So we have our sign up here. We are going to sign up with a new account. I'm going to input my name. I'm going to add Flutter Fairy, that's the name, and I'm going to add an email. I'm going to add snapbomb@gmail.com. I'm going to add a password, and sign up. We are actually in now, and you can see. And if I should try to restart the app right here, you can still see us on this, because we are actually using that determined home path. So just go through it and make sure that you are actually using the right code for that, and everything is going to work for you. So one more thing I want to tell you guys is to go to, we have a Discord channel now, so congratulations to us. So the Flutter Fairy has a Discord channel now that you can leave your questions to. So this our Discord channel is very active. We are a lot there, so we can actually join. I'm going to share the link on the description of this video, so you can enjoy that and ask your questions. People get it answered, and me too. I also want to be learning from your questions, and also if I have any problem too, I can just paste it there. Anyone can just answer that. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, I'd like you to subscribe, and yeah, see you at the top.